Warning. The following video you're about to see may contain images, topics, and/or language that some viewers may find disturbing or offensive. But to be completely honest, Stroking It Billiards doesn't give a shit. Please do not attempt to reenact or recreate anything seen on this channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, how are you?
How's it going, guys? This is Max with Stroking It Billiards. I'm here at the APA World Championships to talk about Black Blade Carbon forward-weighted cues. Quite possibly one of the, dare I say, most amazing innovations I've ever seen in a pool cue. We're gonna talk to the GM, Glenn, ask him a few questions about the product, maybe get to shoot a couple balls, and yeah, let's see what happens. How's it going, guys? I'm here with Glenn. He's the GM of Black Blade Carbon. So where are you guys based out of?
We're in Atlanta, Georgia. Been there for about 5 years.
All right, right down the street, not too far away. We're out of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are neighbors.
Yeah.
So what started this whole idea? How did you guys get started? What made you say one day, I'm gonna make a forward-weighted cue?
So a couple of my buddies and I were in Mr. Q's in Atlanta after league night, and we were drunk. That's what happened.
That's all good ideas to start.
Yeah. So one of my buddies is an engineer, and he was talking about what cues do and don't do. And he said it would be a whole lot better if the weight were closer to the tip. Now that there's carbon fiber, you can actually do that. And so my other buddy and I said, okay, you're the engineer, go knock us up one. He did. We have applied for the patent, and here we are.
That's awesome, man. Now, how would you explain a forward-weighted cue to the average player, somebody that's never picked up one of your cues?
So it's like driving a front-wheel drive car with 50-50 weight distribution instead of driving, a monster truck where it's all weighted in the back.
Okay.
So you want to have the weight on the shaft, not in the butt. So it's more forward presence. Gives you a little more power, feeling of power anyway, but a whole lot more control because the weight on your bridge hand makes you stay down, not wobble.
Okay, yeah, I've watched a few of the players shooting with your cue. That's one of the really cool things that I like too, is he's actually letting a lot of the players here at the tournament get the chance to come up and shoot with some of his cues, and I really noticed that the action you get, especially with bottom, like you do not have to apply anywhere near as much, don't have to hit as hard to get a lot of action out of the cue ball.
Yeah, and the key to that is not necessarily that there's any more oomph to the cue. It's that because it keeps you in line better, you're hitting your spot on the cue ball more accurately.
Okay.
So on a low English shot, most people tend to drive up towards the middle of the ball. Even left and right English, typically people will aim right, but when they stroke through, they come back to the center.
Guilty.
It's natural. but this keeps you on line and makes you hit it in the spot you're aiming.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what has been the feedback? What are the responses that you've been getting from a lot of the players that have come up and shot with your cue?
So hold one and tell me a response that you would give from picking up that cue.
It feels awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It feels really cool. It doesn't feel like any cue I've ever held.
Right. So that is always the first response is, wow, this is different. And it is different. But it's different in a really good way. Now, I will say this, it's not for everybody. We have some higher skill level players that have been playing with their equipment for so long. It does take an adjustment to get used to this, especially for defensive shots or feather shots, because the weight distribution does require you to feel differently at the ball.
Okay. Yeah, I can't teach an old dog new tricks. I can imagine some of the veteran players like, I'm sticking with my whatever cue I use.
It's harder.
That's awesome.
But if you are thinking about switching to carbon fiber, go ahead and make the leap to the forward-weighted carbon fiber instead of making the intermediate jump and then coming here.
Now, you guys don't just make the shafts, you also can do butts for people. You can modify butts that people already have so that they can adapt it, put a carbon fiber on there.
The primary advantage to the technology is the butt. The shafts are weighted, but there have been weighted shafts in various ranges for 50 years. But nobody has made a like butt. With the advent of carbon fiber and other technologies that allow us to core a wooden butt and treat it so it maintains its structural integrity, being able to make a light butt is easier than it used to be. Most butts on a cue stick in here weigh 15 ounces-ish. Ours weigh 11 ounces or less.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good 30-40% lighter. We even make some carbon fiber butts that weigh as little as 6 ounces.
Okay.
So a 6-ounce butt with a 10-ounce shaft is a 16-ounce cue, but it's a hammer because all the weight's out front.
It feels a lot heavier than it actually is. I mean, even, I got to take a couple shots and it was like, when I hit with it and they told me how many ounces it was, I was like, oh, and you don't feel like it kind of, in a weird way, improves your stroke naturally when you hit with these cues because you're not having to try lower level players want to kill everything.
Yeah.
And you kind of it just really I noticed instantly, I had a nice smooth stroke after just hitting with this a couple times.
Right. The other thing that the forward weight does is it pulls you through instead of you having to pull the weight. So if the weight's back here, you're pulling it. If it's out here, it's pulling you. So when you stroke through, it helps you to maintain the stroke through the ball instead of jabbing at it.
Okay. Man, this is awesome. This is honestly, I think, how long have you guys been around? How long has the company been around?
So the company's been around about 30 years.
30 years?
But we made a variety of other products. When the carbon fiber came out and we came up with this idea of the forward weighting, we spent about a year testing products. Then we spent about a year and a half applying for the patent. And then about 3 years ago, we went into production.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is going to explode when it catches on because I'm telling you, this entire tournament, in the couple days we've been here, all I've been hearing from everybody before I even came up to your booth.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was like, "Have you seen this cue this guy's making over here?" I was like, "Well," and before I came over, a cue's a cue. What's so crazy about it? They're like, you got to go hit with all the weights up in the front. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out and everything. And then I came up, saw what you guys are about, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. You guys are onto something really awesome. I think when it does catch on, I think you guys are going to explode. Man.
Max, I greatly appreciate you having me here.
Oh yeah.
We need all the exposure we can get, so hit us up.
Oh, same, man.
But
same.
You've been great to come by and do this for us.
Same, man. The feeling is mutual. Trust me. I love small business, especially in the pool community. We need a lot more people like you that instead of keeping the game stagnant, come up with new ideas, try to push new products.
Yeah.
I really love what you guys are doing. How can somebody get a hold of one of these cues?
So they're available only on blackbladecarbon.com. We do not sell anywhere else so that we can keep the prices low. This full cue you're holding, carbon fiber, forward weighted, it's a 61-inch cue, is $500 complete.
Oh, wow.
The carbon fiber full version of this is $700 complete. We don't try to vary the prices. We don't get fancy. We want to get these out in the hands of the players so that they can improve their games and become more popular to the market.
And I'm going to be honest, $500 for this is a steal. You guys could definitely be selling this for a lot more. It's awesome you're selling it for $500. These are amazing cues. I cannot tell you enough. If you ever come somewhere and they have a booth set up and you get a chance to hit with it, you have to shoot with one of these cues. They are awesome. Before we go, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, say thank you to?
Sure. Certainly we're here at APA, so APA Vegas, hashtag APA Vegas. Also Mr. Q's in Atlanta, which is our home pool room. We also play at Moonshiners in Brazelton. I'd also like to thank the UPA Pool League, which is, APA might get mad at me for that, but my buddy George Williams, King George, runs a UPA Pool League nationwide. If you're out, it's a great league. It's very different from APA, so I just want to give them a plug. And then, finally, everybody here, to you, your place, your YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Max.
Man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, man.
I enjoyed this. I had enough beer to make it okay.
I really enjoyed meeting the guys over at Black Blade Carbon. It's really nice to not only see pool players coming up with new ideas to progress the game, but to also see a company run by players with a genuine love for pool. I promised myself when I started Stroking It Billiards that I would only push products that I actually like and support. That being said, if you ever see these guys at any event, you absolutely have to shoot a few balls with one of their cues to experience it for yourself. And if you're in the market for a new cue or shaft, please check these guys out at blackbladecarbon.com. As always, I want to thank everyone over at Eastern Billiards. Check them out for all of your pool and pool accessory needs. No quit apparel. Don't just apply it to your pool game, apply it to your life. And of course, the guys over at Black Blade Forward Carbon. Thank you for watching Stroking It Billiards. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
I just want to say real quick, thank you to everybody at APA, and thank you so much to everybody at Black Blade Carbon. Guys, really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Max.
Thank
And
you.
Emma,
Thanks, Max.
too. Thanks, Emma.
Emma behind the camera.
Baba Booey. I'm Max.
I'm Jordan. Baba Booey.